Don't move. You're all under arrest.
Shit! Someone talked! Get out of here! Holy shit. The bastards. We almost bought it there. I can't thank you enough, Roy. Without your skills.
We were lucky. If there'd been more of them, I couldn't have done a thing. Their leader had this pass on him. It may come in handy.
It will. Listen, this meeting was a secret. That means one of us is a traitor. We have to find out who the mole is, or we're all dead in a hurry.
And how do you figure on finding out who the bastard is who did this? What's it got to do with the pass?
It must lead to the Technomancer's HQ. There have to be documents there that can indicate who's behind all this. Find them and we'll get some payback on the bastard who sold us out. But be careful, keep your head down. And above all, make sure you don't talk about your mission to anyone. We don't need the mole knowing we're coming after him.
All right, I'll get in there and try to find out who the traitor is.
Thanks, Roy.
family of a certain Constancy. Shit, Jerry's virtue name. Seems they're being held on the site of a shadow line. Probably the one the Technomancer was talking about earlier. They were probably used to put pressure on Jerry. Poor bastard. I think I've found the traitor.
So the work just stopped like that.
A group of terrorists sabotaged the excavation. We hit them hard, but unfortunately it'll take a long time to repair the damage.
You think I'm going to wait long? You've got everything you wanted. It's time to show results.
The incident at the site won't stop us continuing our experiments at the Shadow Line. Things are moving along nicely.
I hope so for your sake. Or believe me, you'll spend the rest of your life in the Source.
So, any news? Did you find anything out?
Yeah, I got into the Technomancer's offices. According to some documents I found, the family of a certain Constancy is in their hands. They're threatening to torture them and kill him if he doesn't give them information.
Jerry. So it's you. How could you do this? You've been with us since the beginning. I trusted you.
You heard what Roy said. They've got my family, and they're gonna kill them. I had no choice.
There's always a choice. You risked everyone's life. You risked everything we've been fighting for months. Everything some of us have died for.
He put our lives at risk, but killing him won't change anything now.
You're wrong, Roy. If we let traitors live, it means we value personal profiteers over the good of the community. Our ideology and the entire resistance will collapse. So long, Jerry.
The documents I found indicate where his family's being held. They're at a site of a shadow line that's being built. I heard the Dowser talking about it. At least it's the same place. He was talking about experiments the Technomancers are carrying out.
You mean they're experimenting on prisoners?
Yeah, I think so.
Those fucking monsters. This is sick. We gotta put a stop to this. Roy, can you go straight there?
Yeah, it's not far. I'll go right away. Later.
Hey! Hey, please! Please, they're doing terror. Help us.
Calm down. I don't... You're a bit odd, sure, but no, you're not like them, Mary. Don't worry about it. What they...
It was... When...
Any idea?
How could you... No.
I'll be...
Hey! Hey! Please. They're doing terrible things. They use... Help us. We haven't done anything to deserve any of this. I was...
Calm down. I'll get you out.
A Technomancer, of course.
It's horrible, Roy. I didn't think...
I don't feel like I have anything in common with them anymore. These people are sick.
Do you think I might become as callous as them? Lose my head?
You're a bit odd, sure, but no, you're not like them, Mary. Don't worry about it. How'd you end up here?
It was just after the demonstration. I thought things were okay. I didn't have any trouble, and the leaders of militia were arrested. Then one morning, Source Security showed up at my place.
What'd they do to you?
I was lucky, in a way. They only put me out in this. They feed us strange things. Some people had mutant parts transplant. Please. How could I possibly know what...
You may have heard.
Nothing. Just that...
I'll be back.
What are you doing here? You have...
Research based on the...
I recognize you now. Still so full of yourself of...
Do you have the key? Please hurry, some of us need help.
Here, I finally have the key. Take it and free your comrades.
Thank you. Thank you a million times. Wait. You're with the Resistance, right?
You could say that.
There was this guy who was part of it too. He was a prisoner here. His name was Sam. Do you know him?
No. So I guess he's dead then?
He said all kinds of strange things. About a deal with Abundance and how they were going to attack Green Hope to help them.
What?
He spoke to someone called Marco. He said he succeeded. That Abundance agreed to help them. Sounds crazy, right? He must have been raving. Thank you again, in any case.
A man that recommends killing traitors while making deals with Abundance on the side? It's not easily explained. You want to talk to me? I think I can tell you now. I was born... I think you had already left. Oh,
How did you...
I
Go?
was so... And then I know...
You must...
Right,
Why not talk? Listen, I'm sorry, Mary. I know some girls are abused, but... Let's get... I want to tell you...
So, did you get to the shadow?
Yeah, I found them and freed them. And I found out some interesting things about the site.
After what we've just done, I'm not sure we need more information. We're going to be able to enter Shadow Lair and attack the source.
You want to leave soon, right? You wouldn't want us to still be around when Abundance shows up, would you?
What? How?
One of the prisoners heard about your alliance from some dying guy. The former member of the Resistance was your liaison with the other guild. How could you do that?
Don't you see? It was the only way to weaken and disperse the Technomancers enough so we could hope to defeat them. Abundance is ready to support the government we'll be setting up. And with their help, we'll finally have a chance.
At the expense of Green Hope, which has already cost Aurora a lot of blood.
What does that matter now? Aurora doesn't need Green Hope. What we really need is freedom. A future.
And you really believe Abundance's promises? Don't you think the only thing they're interested in is getting a hold of this site?
Maybe. But once we have the source, we'll set up a new government. A government of the people. Then we'll be stronger than ever, and Abundance won't be able to do a thing against us. Roy, you know that without me, the Resistance would be nothing. That I'm ready to give everything for it.
If we let traitors off the hook, it'll mean the death of the Resistance, remember? And you didn't just betray your side. You betrayed the Guild.
It's not treason. I did it for the good of the Resistance, of Aurora. You can't kill me, Roy. What will happen to the movement without me?
So long, Marco.
I never would have believed he'd betray us. I think he really wanted to help the cause, despite everything.
Maybe, but he landed us in a pile of shit. We have to leave Green Hope as soon as possible and take the source by force. The Technomancers were hit hard, so we have a chance to take them and we can't pass it up.
We'll go then. You want one of your friends to come along?
I'd like Mary to come with us.
I keep asking myself why you drag her along with you. She's, bizarre. Never mind, we may be able to put her talents to use.
We're finally leaving Greenhope, fleeing before Abundance gets here, after shedding light on the activities of the Technomancers and weakening them. Not only did we sabotage their excavation site, but we also discovered the inhuman experiments they were carrying out on the defiant citizens of Aurora. We've won enough here for now, and hope they'll fall, along with the dowser that's backing them, so they'll have to confront their madness. I was even able to help the farmers with their crops, and even if they have to flee, they'll still have something to eat with them. It's still good news. Especially as I have lots of regrets. I would really have liked things to have turned out differently. I wish Marco hadn't betrayed us, that I hadn't had to kill him, that Greenhope had stayed ours. But we have to go on to the next chapter and keep moving forward. My dear Mary is with me, of course, as we march on the Source. Her help and support will be invaluable to me. Because the Tyrant will be well protected, and it's time we settled a few scores.
The Source. All this wealth. But you've already been here, haven't you?
This takes me way back, Judy, and I only ever got to see the areas reserved for the Technomancers. I didn't have access to the government offices.
It doesn't matter. We'll find the dowser. It's time for the Resistance to confront the oppressor of the people. The Tyrant will be judged for his crimes. We have to be careful. Failure is not an option this close to victory. Defeating the Source's guards isn't going to be a cakewalk.
I'm not worried about the guards.
So he who has no fear has nothing to lose. I ask myself sometimes, what are you looking to gain? Fighting with us?
Insanity of the Technomancers, I believe in you. I believe in the Resistance. The people of Aurora deserve a chance to make their own future.
There's no cause more noble or just than the fight.
I'm not worried about.
So...
Innocence was put to death in front of my eyes. He didn't deserve to end up like that. Wisdom and his thugs will pay, I swear it.
Roy, revenge can destroy you. It's a darkness that can devour you from the inside. I liked Innocence. He was a pure soul. Avenge his death if you have to. Not for revenge, but for the future that he wanted.
sheriff's office, and it's done.
It's gotta end, and now is a good time. I need you to stay here while I sort this out with Judy.
You want to be alone with her and the old man? You think she's pretty? And you don't want me to distract you?
That's got nothing to do with it, Mary. There's no reason to be jealous. She's the new leader of the Resistance, that's all.
This is true, but I also know that she is fond of you. Please be careful. Trust yourself as I do. You are all I have.
Hey, don't worry. I'll be back soon.
What the... But you killed him. Why?
Wisdom was my friend. He was the leader of Aurora. I could not let him be dragged in front of an angry mob. Let the people judge him. You were going to debase Aurora in the eyes of the other guilds if you humiliated its dowser.
You're completely wrong about us. Yes, he would have been judged, but it would have been fair. We're not here to destroy, but to rebuild.
Your beautiful ideas are naive and dangerous, girl. And I was sure you wouldn't understand. But I'm ready to answer for my actions.
You will be judged for this murder as well as for your involvement in a corrupt government. You will have to answer for many things.
Are you sure we can leave him alive after what he just did? You heard him. You think he'll just stand aside peacefully and watch the Resistance form a new government?
I'm not like him. I can't kill just because it suits me. He may be a pragmatist, but there is the blood of a hero running through his veins. He fought for Aurora. But this is your fight and your decision.
You're right. We're better than this. He needs to stand trial.
I guess I have to thank you for your mercy. Even if my execution is just postponed.
Yeah, you should thank him. You could have saved innocents but chose not to. Don't think he forgives you. Roy, I'm proud of you for not giving in to your anger. The page has been turned and we have a world to build. Come with me. The free people of Aurora await.
So, in the name of the Resistance and right ideas of freedom for the people, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. Including one of their leaders who thought he was doing good and committed betrayal for the benefit of Abundance. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant Resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. It was suggested I command them, but I don't like the idea of holding all these people on a leash like I was. Mary once thought about joining them, but I convinced her to stay with me. Whatever the future holds, at least we'll meet it together. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the Resistance. He's looking for traitors. Everyone's suspected of participating in all the horrible things. That'll probably lead to a real cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be less corrupt, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. Judy will keep debating as usual to try to defend her dream. She did, of course, ask for my help, but to be honest, I'm not sure I belong among them. I'll be staying here for a while regardless, just to see how things pan out. Because I know the conflict is far from over. Abundance will not give up so easily. The death of our Dowser and the recovery of Greenhope will give them the hope that they can crush us. And even if we still have a war hero, he'll soon be appearing before a court, if he's let off. I fear he'll be the leading opponent of the new government. Anyway, for the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know. And so I write the final words of the war log of Innocent Smith to give it a proper ending. Farewell, kid.